Hey everybody, Lead Farmer 73 here. Had a little update that I want to let you guys know about. I did just move, and we moved from our 2-acre piece of property onto a half-acre piece of property. We had to do it, but I tell you what, nothing is changing. It was a very nice community, and we are in the process of putting everything back together the way it used to be. Beehives. I'm standing in a roped off part of our garden that I still got to till up, and here's one that I'm finished with. And the wife, she just planted a few things for the fall over there. Okay, now here's the real thing. The sugar cane. I'm gonna have to stand back here a little bit. Everybody was wondering how my sugar cane did in the containers. I got pictures, but I didn't get video, which I wish I would have got video. Well, as you can see, they are standing about 12 feet, 13 feet tall, and I just planted them in a plain old Rubbermaid bucket. I drilled a bunch of holes in it, both of them. I have already harvested 4 canes, given some away, and I got some starting now for next season. But this is the way I'm going to do it from now on. I started them in the ground and they didn't do anything. And I laid them down horizontally in the buckets, and I got a lot of nice canes. So that's just a quick update with what's going on here. And this is a better batch here because the bucket has more in it. But that just shows you, I think I'm going to do this way from now on. As a matter of fact, they done so well. I got to be honest with you. When I had them in the ground, I had them in the ground half the season. I started them I think it was January of 2014, and I grew them in the house. I didn't have heat on them or anything, and I started them in peat moss, and they went bananas. You know, I got a cane from the local farmer's market, and I just cut it up and threw it in some peat moss, and it went crazy. And I just kept it in the house and kept it in the garage as long as I could keep it. And when it warmed up here in Columbia, South Carolina, I just stuck them in the ground. And once I stuck them in the ground, when I stuck them in the ground, they were about a foot tall, if that, really thin. And you know, I just left them in there, and they just didn't do anything for months and months. They just didn't do anything. As soon as I put them in these buckets, I put them in the buckets, I'm going to say in around the 4th of July, the holiday. Once I put them in the buckets, they went crazy. It's now October 2014, and these guys have been this tall now ever since August. So from July to August, they skyrocket. So anyway, I didn't want this video to be this long, but here you go. And they are fairly thick. I got a pretty big hand, if you guys ever seen any of my videos. And this is that Carolina red that they said they had. I got this cane here in South Carolina, and you know, our temperatures are a little better than most people in the country, but it still gets cold here. So yeah, they did well. Next year I'm just going to start them in the buckets and just let them grow in the buckets. Now they're very, very heavy. I started them in the peat moss, remember, and then I put them in compost. I put compost in the buckets and went from there. They get really heavy. As you can see, my buckets are starting to bow out, but I don't care. You know, I got the buckets from a thrift store for like $2 a piece. So last thing on my mind. But I put a lot of holes in the bucket for oxygen airflow, and it just plain old work. There's no science to it, and I'm not going to get into that because I'm not a professional farmer, but I just know this worked. So it's just to prove it. And it's not too many videos on YouTube about growing sugar cane. But if you have any questions, I can tell you everything I did step by step, and trust me, there's really no steps to it, because I just threw the crap in some dirt and it worked. So if you have any questions, I'll tell you exactly what I did. Just leave me a message below, and I get to you as soon as I possibly can. Thank you very much. Lead Farmer 73, and I am out.